everyone, Vic, and I'm sharing with you a layout that I've made today for Lottie Loves Paper, and it's a scrapbooking based layout documenting again my retreat that I went to in June for Go Go Getaway, my first time teaching, and I was lucky enough that my mum came as well. So we had a little bit of fun towards the end, and our table bubble took photographs of me showing one of my layouts that I designed for the retreat, with my mum being my sidekick and helping demonstrate how to do stamp watercoloured flowers. So it was quite funny, and we had a little bit of a giggle, and I wanted to document that moment that was captured kindly by the ladies on our table. So I'm using the Cute and Crafty collection again by Doodlebug Design, and the papers that I'm using are colourful canvas and the Happy Thoughts paper and the Love This paper as well. And I wanted to add texture and dimension to my page, and I'm doing this by folding strips of paper over. Now they're all different widths, and I also wanted to incorporate one of those journaling cards off of the Happy Thoughts paper, and I thought that went really nicely because it gave me a little section underneath that photograph on the top left corner for me to add a tiny bit of journaling at the end of my layout. And I loved the smile at the top, because Mum and I are having a little bit of a giggle with our friends on the table, and it just makes me smile seeing these photographs. So I've folded over 5 pieces of pattern paper, and I've tried to stick to the more muted tones in the collection, just so that when I start to embellish my page, I'm not going to lose my embellishments against the bright background. They're not all going to merge into one. So that was the idea behind my colour scheme for those strips of paper. And also blue and yellow go nicely together, so they complemented one another quite nicely. Now I've printed my photos in black and white, just because for me they'd stand out from those bright colours in the collection and still be a focal point on my page, on my layout. So I've used some of the ephemera from the Chit Chat die cut ephemera pack, the craft and the fun. I thought they were really nice, and that's basically what we did all weekend, so that tied in really nicely. And now it's just a case of me having a look at all the little pieces that I've got in the ephemera packs, and also on the cut apart sheet of paper, which is the Perfectly Played, and it's got all of these really super cute little square cutouts on. They're just over 2 inches wide, and I just thought they were absolutely super duper cute. Now I had used a lot of my stickers on a previous layout of all the cute little like crafty icons with faces on, so what I've done is I've actually created some of my own ephemera as well, like the little tiny camera to the bottom of my top photograph and that cute little tote bag. I've actually cut those out of those little cut apart square journaling cards, and that's a great way if you're not quite sure how to use them. They're always really good for backing photographs, but also if they've got nice little pictures on or words that you like, then you can cut them up and make your own ephemera. There's no reason why you can't do that. So I'm doing classic Vic style here. I have cut out quite a bit of this video because I do faff for a long time, but those little jars that I'm putting down now, I'm just building up my 3 embellishment clusters with them, and they were also from one of those cut apart cards, as was the Craftiness is Happiness. And I'm literally just building up the layers and all the embellishments. Now I've done my classic Vic style of popping everything on the page and not sticking anything down, so which was really silly of me when I've got paper that's not flat and rolled and everything kept falling off from side to side. So that was really silly. So then I had to work in reverse and stick down my embellishment layers with all the little bits that I've got here and there onto my folded paper strips before sticking those paper strips onto my background cardstock. I don't know if anyone else does that, but I'm an absolute nightmare with things like that. But that's because I find it really hard to commit, just in case I stick something down and then it doesn't work, or I add something in and it sort of off tilts it. So it's a really bad habit that I've got into, and I really need to try and make a concerted effort to commit to things on my pages, like the base of my layout, sooner. So some of the bits I'm adding onto some sticky back foam just for some extra dimension to tie in nicely with the rolled paper strips. I've got a few of the fussy cut buttons that I had left over from a previous project there, and now I'm cutting apart some tiny little bits, like these really cute little Doodlebug sprinkles and washi tape and a stapler. Loads of really cute things, and that was from the back of the Cute and Crafty paper. So again, creating my own little embellishments. Oh, I put a piece of chocolate in that top embellishment cluster as well, and there's obviously snacks down on the bottom bit as well. You've always got to have crafting snacks, haven't you? My favourite crafting snack is probably peanut M&Ms. So I don't know what other people enjoy snacking on when they're crafting. Do you have a stash of snacks to the side when you're crafting at home, or do you just do that when you're at retreats? Are you controlled at home? I quite like biscuits as well with a cup of tea, but then that can get a bit messy because I end up dunking them, so it's not always a good idea. So I've stuck everything down now, happy with how everything's gone, but for me my photographs are getting a bit lost. Now why I didn't back them in the first place, I don't know. I just felt I'd printed them with a white border around, and I did my usual black fine line doodle line around them and thought that would be sufficient, but they were getting a little bit lost. So I've brought in just some plain black cardstock, which I've distressed along the edges and are just sticking to the back of those photographs there, very carefully pulling things apart again, but then that just for me helps tie everything together and makes those photographs stand out, and the colours of the collection, the papers and everything be a lot brighter as well. So it just helped tie everything together for me. So all that's left is for me to add a tiny bit of journaling on my page. Thank you very much for joining me today. This has been Vic for Lottie Loves Paper, using the Doodlebug Design Cute and Crafty collection. If you've liked my video, please give a thumbs up and follow me. I'd really appreciate that. That would be, well, it would just mean the world to me. So thanks very much for joining me today, and I hope to see you all again soon. Bye!